2019 Volkswagen Golf Hatchback Review. The good points of Volkswagen Golf Hatchback: spacious and high-quality interior. Large choice of engines available. Lots of trim level choices. Gti and A provide thrills. The bad points of Volkswagen Golf Hatchback: styling is dull on some models. Optional extras may be pricey. Growing choice of strong competition. The Volkswagen Golf Hatchback is amongst the best-known name badges from a car on discount sales. It's been easily obtainable in the UK since 1974, and we're currently for the 7th generation, that has a major facelift completed in 2017 and keep the design and technology right up to date. It's higher priced to buy than nearly all of its rivals, but given the variety of equipment offered, the be watched in the petrol, diesel, hybrid and electric variety of powerplants plus the sporty mainstays from the Golf GTI and Golf R, it's difficult to acquire a version with the Volkswagen that won't suit you. Battling from the fiercely competitive lower-medium hatchback segment, the VW's on the collective might on the Ford Focus as well as the Vauxhall Astra primarily. But these types also contains other talents like the Honda Civic, Hyundai i30, Kia Ceed, Mazda 3, Peugeot 308 and Renault Megane, and also in-house rivals inside forms on the seat León and Škoda Octavia. Those pricier Golfs may also find themselves being compared to their Audi A3 Sportback sister cars, in addition to the BMW 1 Series, Infiniti Q30, Lexus CT and Mercedes-Benz A-Class. Volkswagen Golf styling. Golfs have were rather conservative choices, hence why the style bloodline is typical to all 7 iterations with the VW. As per industry norms, this version's bigger the model it replaced, but it's still a concise hatchback weighed against many rivals due to its near vertical tail. That hasn't hampered either cabin space or practicality, with one with the roomiest interiors within this segment, along having a 380-litre boot. That's not the largest on this segment, however the 60 hours 40 minutes split folding rear seat does tumble flat for more flexibility. If you need more space, there's always the pseudo-MPV Volkswagen Golf SV, or even for all-out carrying ability on this family, the capacious Golf Estate. Inside you'll obtain the high-quality ambience VWs become acclaimed for by having an exemplary amount of fit and take care of, with premium-grade squidgy plastics used for the main planes with the dashboard. Volkswagen Golf TSI petrol and TDI diesel engines. Boasting one from the widest lineups of powerplant permutations, you'll be struggling to never find a version from the VW Golf that satisfies your needs. Every petrol and diesel engine version is turbocharged for both power and efficiency, and all of feature Volkswagen's Blue Motion fuel-saving measures, including stop-start. Petrol engine start, which has a 1.0-litre, 3-cylinder TSI with 85 horsepower and 115 horsepower, even though the rest on the mainstream range is fleshed out with 4-cylinder 1.5 TSI VOS in 130 horsepower and 150 horsepower outputs. For those choosing the efficiency of diesel power, the 1.6-litre TDI will come in 110 horsepower form, as the 2.0-litre version is for sale in outputs of 150 horsepower or 190 horsepower should you opt for your sportier Golf GTD. Volkswagen e-Golf and GTE. If to be able to drive with electric propulsion is essential, there are 2 choices. The plug-in hybrid Golf GTE is often a sportier take about the familiar theme, as the e-Golf is really a pure BEV, battery electric vehicle, without the need of conventional engine by any means. The claimed range is 180 miles between recharges. The Volkswagen Golf GTE would have been a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle, FEV, which combined a single 4-litre petrol engine through an electric motor to produce 204 horsepower. Despite the GTE moniker, it's rather a very easygoing daily drive that unexpectedly happens to have a sub 8.0 second 0 to 62 miles per hour time. It proved so well-liked that orders were suspended in 2018, as Volkswagen struggled to satisfy demand. That strengthened the values of second-hand examples considerably. The Volkswagen e-Golf has additionally proven liked by long lead times for customers with place to purchase, again, as VW struggles to ramp up battery production. We've run one engine extended long-term review that you can watch exactly about on by clicking the web link below. Golf GTI and Golf R hot hatchbacks. Both the Golf GTI and R versions feature 2.0-litre TSI turbo petrol engines producing between 220 horsepower and 300 horsepower based upon the version chosen, sufficiently good for a premier speed of 155 miles per hour and also a sub 5.0 second 0 to 62 miles per hour time to the quickest. Additionally, VW offers performance derivatives of both GTI and R, with extra go-faster bits with an even more engaging drive. The GTI gets to be a limited slip differential within the front axle, power approximately 245 horsepower and much better brakes, even though the R receives a higher top speed, larger brakes and 19-inch alloy wheels. A titanium sports exhaust is available for the latter, too. VW upped the ante even further using a stripped-out and strictly exclusive edition Golf Gti Clubsport S in 2016 boasting 310 horsepower, plus a top speed of 164 miles per hour, facelifted Volkswagen Golf from 2017. Spring 2017 saw the arrival with the mildly facelifted Golf hatchback range. Visually, adjustments are limited by new bumpers and lights which use a higher proportion of LED technology. But, nonetheless, VW is calling this the most significant midlife update from the Golf's 40-year history, which just proves the pace of change within the modern car industry, and that the vast majority of the changes are under the skin. As such, the facelift focuses largely on technology, when it comes to both infotainment and safety. There's a 9.2-inch Discover Pro touchscreen option, for instance, that with their available active info display fully digital instrument cluster, VW's version of Audi's virtual cockpit, completely modernizes the within. Discover Pro even comes with a rudimentary gesture control system that permits you to swipe certain functions without touching anything by any means. Performance. Smooth, economical engines. Hybrid and electric options too. Performance versions offer thrills. Regardless of whether you end up picking a petrol or diesel engine on your Volkswagen Golf, performance and efficiency will probably be boosted with a turbocharger. Even the petrol unit within the plug-in hybrid carries a turbo, but when you'd rather not possess a conventional engine in any way, there's a totally electric e-Golf. Diesel Golfs deliver great MPG. Despite the varying power outputs, all from the TDI engines from the Golf can be 1.6 or 2.0 liters in capacity. The smaller 1.6-litre TDI unit was originally launched in 90 horsepower and 105 horsepower guises, but all in the current versions produce 115 horsepower. Although outright speed isn't the name in the game here, both 5-speed manual and 7-speed DSG automatic transmission versions can reach 123 miles per hour, even though the 0 to 62 miles per hour test takes 10.3 seconds and 10.5 seconds, respectively. Pre-2017 facelift, there were also a Blue Motion version from the 1.6-litre, with some other aerodynamic body aids that can help it cheat the winter-use efficiency quest. However, the smoothed-over bodywork helps the most notable speed increase to 124 miles per hour. This will be the most fuel-efficient on the diesel Golfs through an official claim of 83.1 miles per gallon and CO2 emissions of 89 grams/km. We're awaiting news of a facelifted replacement. More performance is obtainable with the 2.0-litre TDIs, provided with 150 horsepower or 184 horsepower in the event you go with the sportier Golf GTD, producing 340 Nm and 380 Nm of torque from 1,750 revolutions per minute. Both are equipped using a 6-speed manual as standard, while post-facelift the optional DSG may be upgraded from 6 to 7 ratios, in line together with the rest with the range. The lower-powered version in manual form can perform 134 miles per hour plus a 0 to 62 miles per hour duration of 8.6 seconds, 133 miles per hour, as well as an identical 0 to 62 miles per hour to the DSG, whilst the GTD improves the stakes to 144 miles per hour and 7.5 seconds, 143 miles per hour and 7.4 seconds for the DSG. Post-facelift, VW has added a GTD blue line trim alongside the normal GTD for improved efficiency. This somehow still matches the off-the-shelf version's performance. Efficient petrol engines, a diesel alternative. Smallest with the turbocharged petrol engines could be the 3-cylinder 1.0-liter TSI. Post-facelift, this offers either 85 horsepower/175 Nm or 110 horsepower/200 Nm, the previous capable of 0 to 62 miles per hour in 11.9 seconds, aforementioned the same sprint in 9.9 seconds. That makes it slightly faster as opposed to old 115 horsepower version. Top speeds are 112 miles per hour and 122 miles per hour. The 1.4-liter TSI remains accessible in 125 horsepower guise with 200 Nm of torque from the lowly 1,400 revolutions per minute. With both 6-speed manual and 7-speed DSG, it'll reach 127 miles per hour and obtain from 0 to 62 miles per hour in 9.1 seconds. Joining the product range mid-2017 would be the 1.5-liter TSI Evo, which is sold with 130 horsepower in Blue Motion guise or 150 horsepower for greater performance. The Blue Motion can shut down the engine whenever you're off of the throttle, borrowing technology in the Golf GTE hybrid. As you move, the 150 horsepower variant makes do with active cylinder technology, ACT, to exchange off just 2 cylinders under light load. GTE, the plug-in hybrid option. If you intend to be green without fun, you will obtain the plug-in hybrid Golf GTE of interest as a result of its 1.4-liter TSI engine and electric motor combination. It promises GTI-style performance but far more efficient running costs. With a high speed of 135 miles per hour, the GTE can sprint to 62 miles per hour from your standstill in 7.6 seconds, yet return a claimed 188 miles per gallon. After driving the updated GTE, we came away slightly disappointed using its noise and gratification considering the GT aspect its name. The engine sounds coarse and has now to be worked hard to provide meaningful progress, but also for many the ultra-low running costs and selection of standard kit will make up due to its dynamic shortcomings. High-performance Golf GTIs. The 2.0-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged TSI petrol engine inside GTI produces 230 horsepower, the identical as the prior performance pack, see below, which, together with 350 Nm of pulling power, means it could sprint from 0 to 62 miles per hour in 6.4 seconds. It's not simply about the raw numbers with all the Golf, it's the actual way it goes about dispensing that performance that truly impresses. With a wonderfully smooth and linear power delivery wherever you are inside engine's rev range, there is certainly instant grunt available. Having a 6-speed manual or 7-speed DSG twin-clutch automatic, the previous is more involving. As you move, the latter does make for just a relentless display of constant performance. The optional GTI Performance Pack, above, nudges peak power up by 15 horsepower to 245 horsepower from 2017, at a similar time adding larger brakes as well as a mechanical limited slip differential to increase its cornering prowess further. Speed figures to the 2017 version are yet being released. Even higher performance Golf R. Fastest on the regular range may be the Golf R. Its 2.0-liter petrol engine may be the same as found within the GTIs, but VW's engineers have reworked it to generate 310 horsepower with 380 Nm of torque, which is available from 1,800 revolutions per minute. It's an exceptionally flexible engine, meaning you need indulgent power reserves in virtually any situation. Yet it's smooth as well as simple to drive slowly too. Feeling just as quick because its acceleration figures suggest, just 4.6 seconds must cover the 0 to 62 miles per hour sprint from the DSG, 5.1 seconds in the event you have a manual, acceleration away on the line together with the R's standard Fit for Motion 4-wheel drive system. A high-performance Akrapovic exhaust is obtainable as an optional extra for the 2017 Golf R, and we'd heartily recommend its fitment in case you're a passionate driver. Adding that little touch of additional theatre is undoubtedly an appealing prospect. It isn't too noisy, simply more purposeful. Limited edition VW Golf GTI Clubsport models. Introduced to mark the GTI's 40th anniversary in 2016, power with the Gti Clubsport Edition 40's 2.0-litre engine was upgraded to 265 horsepower, although for tame second bursts this really is boosted further to 290 horsepower. Manual and DSG transmission choices again available and provides 0 to 62 miles per hour times during the 6.0 and 6.2 seconds respectively, while both have top speeds of 155 miles per hour. Crowning the GTI family in 2016 was the two-seater Gti Clubsport S, tied to just 150 examples with the UK. Power was ramped approximately 310 horsepower, resulting in a premier speed of 164 miles per hour along with a 0 to 62 miles per hour period of 5.8 seconds. Watch more. We compare hot VW Golf R against its seat Leon Coupe rival. Handling. Neutral, safe handling dynamics. Performance versions have great traction. Adaptive suspension works effectively. By being lighter and wider, this generation of Volkswagen Golf has far superior handling towards the iteration that preceded it. Its lower, broader stance, coupled with sophisticated independent rear suspension arrangement on all however the lowest powered variants, minimizes the VW's body roll so that it is more agile and therefore more fun than many hatchbacks in this particular segment to operate a vehicle. Electronic stability control for those models. All Golfs will come with XDS, a characteristic once reserved for that GTI model. In essence, this electronic system lessens the amount of power being provided for a front wheel that's losing traction, while through corners it feeds more on the outer wheel, increasing stability and speed from the process. It also works in conjunction together with the electronic stability control, Escape, which compensates for virtually any tendency with the Golf to push wide through bends, understeer, making handling more precise and neutral. The Golf is fitted using a variable ratio steering system that responds differently dependent on your speed. It can make town driving a doddle and parking easier by turning the wheels more to get a given input for the steering wheel. There are different driver modes to vary the weighting, and although at slow speeds it feels a tad artificial, it weighs up progressively as speed increases. Enhanced handling for performance Golfs. If you're looking to the sharpest hot hatch available, then a Golf GTI, multi-talented although it is, isn't the car for you personally. Don't for any moment assume the GTI is not a consummate handler. It's that it does everything by using these committed security irrespective your speed. It always feels completely safe. There's an even more aggressive steering system that cuts down within the number of turns needed on the wheel, enhancing the sharpness on the front wheel's reactions. Additionally, the GTI can be obtained with dynamic chassis control, DCC, with driving mode selection. This allows drivers to interchange between comfort, normal and sport modes, altering the reactions on the suspension on the road surface beneath it. Add to that this Eco, Sport, Normal and individual modes on the driving mode selection system, and drivers can tailor your vehicle's responses to their own personal desires. Specifying the optional Gti Performance Pack also improves the car's cornering ability. While the normal car, along with the GTD and GTE, uses an upgraded XDS Plus electronic differential, the Performance Pack adds a mechanical limited slip differential that will send nearly 100% with the torque on the outside front wheel in extreme situations. Having driven the Gti Performance Pack, the world thinks that differential will be the biggest single improvement over the standard GTI. It provides prodigious traction outside of corners. While driving fast you may feel it fitting in with provide the optimum level of torque with the idea to side on the car. The Performance Pack also gets larger brakes, and even though we didn't find fault with him or her, We don't think many buyers will inform the difference unless they find the red calipers hidden behind the wheels. You'll need to get using the brakes heavily and repeatedly before their extra potential might be realized. All-wheel drive Volkswagen Golf R. While the GTI is front-wheel drive, the Golf R utilizes VW's 4-motion all-wheel drive system for superior traction and confident handling in all of the situations. It works by diverting torque for the rear wheels in the event it detects the leading ones needs to slip. In extreme cases it might even send all power for the rear wheels, or even a proportion with the idea to end in the car as required. The system reacts in fractions of a second. This means you're never struggling for grip. Its huge traction levels are appealing, but keep pushing through them and, just like the rest with the Golf range, the fun ends in a front washing wide. We did get the steering to the liking, however, VW appears to have done plenty of work on this and it's razor sharp. Grown-up handling for Volkswagen Golf GTE. We weren't particularly enamored using the GTE inside handling stakes. You can sense the extra weight in the batteries in the models, and although you can forgive this from the pure FE Golf, an auto that'll seldom find its way onto an entertaining B road, from the GTE this seems a bit of a shame. It lumbers to improve direction when compared to the GTI, which seems incongruous given it comes with the higher performance GTE mode button close to the gear lever. Behind the wheel. Upmarket fills your whole interior. Almost every surface is nice to touch. Clear, logical layout to controls. It's about quality and clarity with all the Volkswagen Golf, and nearly every component smacks the net. From the clear and simple to watch instruments through to your high-quality color displays, 8.0 inches in diameter as standard from 2017, and neatly spelled out switchgear, all things are incredibly intuitive and straightforward to use. It's also worth noting that the optional 9.2-inch touchscreen became easily obtainable in 2017, which has a glass front and super-sensitive display and also a powerful processor and gesture control alongside a large suite of apps. This system must be right on the cutting edge of infotainment systems, but too little physical buttons hampers its usability. Volkswagen Golf, driver-focused dashboard. The center console is angled on the driver, something you should only really notice from your passenger seat, ensuring those when driving always feel completely engrossed within the experience. And as you'd expect to get a VW, the switchgear that decorates it feels incredibly good quality, with solid responses to every single finger press and twisting rotation. Likewise, the grade of materials used elsewhere inside cabin are exemplary. Soft touch plastics dominate, with less glossy finishes found only the location where the hand isn't very likely to stray. Otherwise, almost every other contact point feels reassuringly more costly than the auto's shop price would suggest. Even entry-level models feel special. Even models with the lower end from the specification spectrum feel superior to the competition on this corner with the market. You don't need to pay with the upgrade for that full leather upholstery, either. The cloth items do managing to check expensive and premium quality. However, you may well be interested inside the active info display, below, an all digital instrument cluster introduced as part from the 2017 facelift. This premium technology feature adds a little wow using its multiple display modes, but might be harder around the eyes in the evening. Comfort. Impressive optional adaptive suspension. Cabin is quiet, with supportive seats. Even sportier Golfs display great comfort. Comfort is probably the Volkswagen Golf's hallmarks, understanding that's true whether you're opting for one with the mainstream models or possibly a sportier GTD, GTE, GTI or R. The seats, whether they are the standard variety, contentment seats or sports numbers, give you support very well, which has a wide selection of adjustment to have a fine seating position. Those sports seats, for example, perform a neat trick of feeling properly figure-hugging, however with enough support and comfort to accept pain away from longer journeys. Volkswagen Golf, beneficial to ride quality. Of primary note needs to be the ride quality, which even within the larger alloy wheels and sports suspension is preferable to other family hatchbacks. No matter what is thrown on the dampers, they take up imperfections, regardless how sharp, short, extreme or gradual, with instant response and assured reactions. Models fitted with all the optional adaptive chassis control that enables the driver to decide on between comfort, normal and sport modes for that suspension, perform better still. The degree of compliance in comfort mode inside the sportier Golfs really impresses. On the motorway it feels right in your house, the engine barely audible with a steady throttle, since the suspension smothers any unsightly expansion gaps within the road surface. There's very little inside the way of noticeable wind noise either, and, regardless of the large wheels and tires fitted, road noise is kept as small as possible also. Equipment: 11 trim levels altogether from S to R via Gti. All feature aircon, DAB radio and Bluetooth. Lots of variation including limited editions. By offering a Golf to fit all manner of pockets and tastes, the product range is bulging with trim levels, using a generous roster of ordinary kit for each in the 11 regular grades. Standard VW Golf hatchback equipment. Entry point to the Golf range is a specification. It comes which has a decent level of equipment, in order that it's virtually no hairshirt special. The exterior is distinguished by body-colored bumpers, door handles and mirror housings, 15-inch steel wheels filled with full-diameter trims. Inside you'll find aircon, electric front windows and door mirrors along with a 8.0-inch color touchscreen, 6.5 inches pre-2017, to the multimedia system that features DAB radio, Bluetooth connectivity and also a Think Blue trainer to encourage you drive an automobile more efficiently. Practicality's boosted that has a 60 hours 40 minutes split rear seat plus a variable height boot floor. As you move, the drudge of urban driving and hill starts is created a little easier through an electronic parking brake. The VW Golf TSI could be the equipment's sweet spot. Pre-2017, the Match Edition was the worthiness point from the range. For the facelift, however, VW has reintroduced TSI specification. This includes 16-inch alloy wheels, automatic lights and wipers, front and back parking sensors, electrically folding door mirrors, adaptive cruise control and autonomous emergency braking. Climb aboard and you also benefit from your leather-wrapped multifunction controls, height and lumbar adjustable front seats, a rear armrest and electric windows from the rear. Above this sits TSI navigation trim, such as the Discover navigation infotainment system and VW's CarNet connected car capability, supplying you with access to a consistently increasing variety of in-car apps among other functions. How the sporting Golfs accumulate. The previous GT edition is understood just as GT again from 2017. Exterior enhancements within the SANAF include 17-inch alloys, that's an inch less space consuming than before for increased comfort and improved emissions, chrome embellishments around the leading bumper and grille, red tinted tail lamps, rear privacy glass and LED fog lights with cornering function. Plushness is ramped up inside with a lot more chrome detailing, piano black trimming and ambient lighting for just a soft cabin glow in the evening. Sportiness when it comes to appearance in any other case performance is increased while using R-line, above. Alloy wheels will still be 17-inch in diameter but of the racer design, whilst the rest from the bodywork's pumped up which has a subtle body kit. It's suitably racy inside with black headlining, sports seats, metal pedals and decorative dark diamond dashboard inserts. But that's just a precursor towards the family of performance Golfs, starting with all the plug-in hybrid GTE. Here there's a straight sportier body kit, replete with blue detailing. Lights back and front are full LED, supplemented with a pair of C-shaped day-running lights set into the extremities in the front bumper. Handling's sharpened with the electronic XDS Plus differential, while inside there's dual-zone climate control, tartan upholstery as well as the active info display digital instrument cluster, which can be standard on every one of the sportier Golf models. You can still need regular dials like a no-cost option in case you prefer. You need to step nearly GTE advanced specification for getting SatNav, though, Speculate this also includes 18-inch alloy wheels, headlight washer jets and heating not just to the front seats, even so the windscreen washer nozzles, chances are you'll well think it's worth every penny. Sporty diesel fans may wish to look on the GTD. Here the GTE's blue detailing is substituted with black and silver, so you get 18-inch wheels, lowered sports suspension with Enhancements traction system as standard. Generally, GTD machines are similar to GTE Advance. GTD Blue Line is really a new trim level, geared towards delivering the identical raw performance because GTD proper, but having a little extra comfort and efficiency, a trick it achieves by dropping to 17-inch alloy wheels. No surprise how the GTI looks similar again. Here the blue highlights are already swapped for it, along with the wheels include the racier Austin type. Scarlet detailing is utilized throughout the within, too. Topping the Golf range would be the R, both when it comes to performance and luxurious appointments. Adding on the GTI's specification, the 18-inch alloy wheels are upgraded on the Cadiz design, along with the suspensions being lowered with a further 15 mm. There's an R-specific body kit and exterior detailing, including a rear diffuser and side bumper with 4 ovular exhaust pipes set into its outer edges. There are few unique hard touches inside, however the instrumentation differs to lesser Golfs, along with the R logo is dotted concerning the cabin. Volkswagen Golf hatchback optional extras. As bristling with kit because Golf is, inevitably there'll be some equipment you might have your heart set on that's an extra cost option, and there may be lots from which to choose. Don't just like the wheels? No problem, since there are several more alloys to select from in sizes from 15 to 19 inches dependent on the trim level. Various optional solid, metallic, pearlescent and signature paint finishes can be purchased. A full leather interior can be specified. No version has becoming standard, as can electrically adjustable front seats. LED headlamp upgrades can be purchased on models who have halogen units as standard, while GTD, GTE, GTI and R Golfs could also have their 65% tinted rear privacy glass increased to 90%. Infotainment system upgrades add some 8.0-inch Discover, previously 6.5 inches, and 9.2-inch Discover Pro, previously 8.0-inch, in conjunction with additional functionality for Android Auto, Apple CarPlay and MirrorLink. Discover Pro includes a gesture control system, but it really is only limited functionality and is really a bit of an gimmick. But even should you ignore this, the clarity and simplicity of this screen can be quite impressive. Other post-facelift options include wireless phone charging. As you move, the active info display is usually a reasonably priced option on all models that don't have it as being standard. Comfort is usually improved with dual-zone climate control where that's not standard, while keyless entry plus a panoramic glass sunroof can be specified. One expensive but worthwhile option that alters how a car handles on account of its adaptive suspension is dynamic chassis control, DCC, allowing that you firm up or soften the ride quality. Additionally, there's a number of option bundles, but they're not all provided by every trim level, so check together with the VW retailer which combinations are possible. Ambient Lighting Pack. Strips of sentimental light encourage the cabin to glow unobtrusively in the evening. Convenience Pack. Automatically dimming rear view mirror, and automatic lights and wipers. Dyne Audio Excite Sound Pack. Upgraded subwoofer with 400W output and 8 speakers. Mirror Pack. Electrically folding door mirrors with inbuilt puddle lights. Performance Pack. Only available to the GTI. Those consists of your power hike, a fixed slip differential, larger brakes and red calipers. Winter Pack. Headlamp washers, heated windscreen washer jets and heated front seats. Volkswagen Golf Hatchback Limited Editions. Sportiness will be the central theme with exclusive edition versions with this generation Golf. Based around the regular GTI, the Gti Clubsport Edition 40 launched in 2016 celebrated 4 decades of iconic sporty VW hatchback. Unique Quaranta design 18-inch alloy wheels, gloss black exterior detailing and bumpers lead the outer changes, while inside there's specific Clubsport upholstery and red highlights, including a leather 12 o'clock mark on the top in the steering wheel. Also launched in 2016 was the Gti Clubsport S, a racier, two-seater version on the Golf. It was stripped out and lighter weight with less sound deadening, much from the boot trim removed along with other superfluous assorted items deleted. Racing seats can also be fitted. The alloys are 19-inch Pretoria design plus the exhaust diameter is increased to 65 mm to boost performance. Safety. Rated 5 stars by Euro NCAP. Raft of up-to-date safety kit. Many items remain optional, though. They work just like prizes for guessing that Volkswagen Golf safety standards are exceedingly high, using the car being awarded the most 5 stars due to the crash testing performance by Euro NCAP. That's partly down to your 7 airbags, including one for your driver's knees, fitted as standard, but also for your array of other safety devices to get found inside the VW. On top from the usual ESP stability system, the Golf also incorporates automatic post-collision braking which applies the stoppers to an automobile immediately after a major accident, lessening the risk of making contact to vehicles within the aftermath. There's another pre-crash system which tensions seatbelts and closes the gap on opened windows and sunroofs to further improve the effectiveness with the airbags when a crash is imminent. It's quicker to avoid a bump on account of the front assist and city emergency braking which warn the motorist if the car right in front is getting too close and brakes the car into a halt if this stops before of them, if traveling under 18 miles per hour. After the 2017 facelift, this autonomous emergency foot brake was upgraded to incorporate pedestrian recognition, thus it should brake for the children, too. A road sign recognition system detects speed limits and displays them for the dashboard, while light assist controls the high and low beam output automatically from the face of oncoming traffic. Dynamic light assist does a similar, but keeps high beam on above 37 miles per hour and merely masks the output only where it'll potentially disturb other road users. Lane assist keeps your self-track when traveling about the motorway, and ultimately there's automatic distance control, an adaptive cruise control system that looks after a set distance from your vehicle in the front. A driver alert system monitors the driving force's concentration levels and recommends stopping for just a brake if needs be, too. In 2017 VW combined the two of these systems to generate Traffic Jam Assist, which aims to do all of the driving for you approximately 37 miles per hour, but only while you're in heavy congestion, and only if this is in a position to view the lane markings successfully. Do not confuse this system with additional sophisticated technologies sticking with the same names for sale in more premium cars. Interior and boot space. Flexible, flat boot space is well shaped. All models employ a 60 hours 40 minutes split rear seat. Hybrid and F have slightly less space. Despite its comfortable, borderline luxurious status, the Volkswagen Golf is undoubtedly an effective hatchback, with impressive amounts of practicality and suppleness. 5-door versions, which account to the bulk from the range, are self-evidently more family-friendly and also by far greater popular body style, even inside sportier echelons from the range. In fact, the only real Golf that isn't especially practical is the unique Gti Clubsport S without having rear seats as well as a completely open boot. All other Golfs use a 60 hours 40 minutes split rear seat using a load-through panel behind the trunk center armrest suggested on many models. The seats fold virtually flat too, developing a continuous level dependent on the height you place the adjustable boot floor. For petrol and diesel engined Golfs, the boot is 380 litres when each of the seats are occupied, expanding to a single 270 litres in the event the back three are folded over. Opt for either the e-Golf or GTE with batteries packed in the boot floor. These figures change. The total F model has 343 litres in 5-seater mode and 1,233 litres when the spine bench is tumbled, even though the plug-in hybrid musters only 272 litres and 1,162 litres respectively. The cabin's dotted with good-sized storage cubbies, a variable front armrest and well-sited 12-volt charging and USB points.